$3,000? Say it slowly. $3,000. And what do you get?
Yeah, and I mean, we're in the middle of a cost of living and fuel crisis here in Australia, so I'm not exactly sure how many people are forking out that sort of money to go and hear Meghan speak and to have a group photo with her.
Isn't that exciting?
Oh, isn't it terrific?
I'm sure you'll be rushing to get your space though, aren't you?
I'm going to be front row, Andrew, obviously. I'm going to be front row. I've always wanted to hear Meghan speak, seriously.
Not a luxury getaway, not some dreamy escape, but a cramped twin bed shared with a total stranger you've never met? Who actually agrees to that? You walk in expecting paradise, and instead you're staring straight at a loud construction site where a sparkling pool was supposed to be. Supposed to be. And it gets worse. Way worse.
So people are paying thousands of dollars, okay, to go sit in a dingy hotel conference room and listen to Meghan Markle, I guess, espouse life advice. I guess she's going to be giving business advice, but every business she has started has failed.
While you're trying to relax, the air coming in from the beach carries a nasty truth. Scientists literally confirmed contaminated water nearby. Yeah, that's what's drifting under your window. And after all that, the highlight is a quick group photo with Meghan Markle. No one-on-one, no real interaction, just a packed crowd of women who all paid the same $3,000 for a split-second moment. Was that really the dream they sold?
Meghan Markle, people are paying thousands of dollars to go see her down under in Australia. I think some people are paying $3,200 for a VIP package. You don't even get a solo picture. It's like a group shot with Meghan Markle. Who is she? She thinks she is the Queen of England.
Now here's where it gets unbelievable. They couldn't even fill the spots, not even when they offered them for free. Think about that. If something's free and people still don't want it, what does that tell you?
And so I think that Australia is a good example of people catching on and realizing that maybe he's not an authority on all of these things. And do we really want to spend such a significant amount of money to listen to a grown man cry?
So how did this whole thing even convince people in the first place? They called it the Her Best Life Retreat. And on paper, it sounded flawless. 3 days at a 5-star Intercontinental in Sydney, overlooking the glowing Coogee Beach. Sunrise yoga, sound healing, deep conversations, lazy afternoons by an infinity pool, a glamorous gala dinner, and the big promise, an intimate, life-changing fireside chat with Meghan herself.
We are back with a Meghan Markle update. Okay, nobody is safe today. Let me tell you what's been going on with her, what's been going on with Prince Harry. I guess he still has his title. He's not, the Harry formerly known as Prince. So let me tell you what is going on with these two little hucksters.
It sounded perfect, almost too perfect. Because the second guests arrived, reality hit hard. The infinity pool, closed. Not being cleaned, not being repaired, just unfinished. The spa, closed. Pool bar, closed. Terrace for those peaceful sunrise sessions, completely shut down. Every single feature they advertised, gone. And here's the twist no one saw coming. The hotel quietly admitted those oceanfront upgrades weren't even ready yet. They were scheduled for sometime in April, the exact same month as the retreat. No confirmed date, no guarantees, just vague promises and crossed fingers. So why were people paying full price for something that didn't even exist yet?
Look at this conference room. Imagine you pay $3,200 to go listen to an ex-duchess, tell you how to live your life, okay? This is a woman with all of the privileges afforded to her, a rich, famous husband. She lives in a mansion in Montecito, and I feel terrible for these women who are paying thousands of dollars to go listen to Meghan Markle in a cheap conference room under dingy fluorescent lighting with, a smorgasbord of, some food thrown out on a table. Absolute, utter calamity.
And if that wasn't enough, the early reviews people found before arriving were already raising red flags. So the real question is, who knew the truth? And why didn't anyone stop this before it all fell apart? People who saw the hotel early didn't sugarcoat it. They called it unfinished, chaotic. One person even labeled it a blot on the view. That's not a review, that's a warning.
So Meghan's charging 3,000 Aussie dollars if people want to hear her speak at her best life retreat in Sydney. Apparently there's going to be yoga, motivational speaking, manifestation workshops. And here's the real kicker. Those who purchase VIP tickets, they'll be privy to a group table photo with the Duchess and seats in the front 2 rows for the gala dinner. And VIPs will also get an exclusive goodie bag and a premium ocean view hotel room where this retreat is being held. Now
hold on to this number because it flips everything. $872. That's what the same hotel was charging for 2 people during that exact time. $872 got you the same room, the same Sydney views, breakfast included, full access, and no stranger sleeping inches away from you. So what was the real choice here? Pay $872 for a smooth working getaway, or $3,000 to share a cramped bed surrounded by construction noise with half the amenities missing. And for what? A single dinner where Meghan speaks for less than an hour, then disappears.
Now, speaking of her businesses, right, as this retreat approaches, there are actually some pictures and videos that have come out from the company, and we have those. We'll put them up on the screen. You can actually see they're showing off kind of the rooms and the amenities and where you might be staying if you come to the conference. This is the conference room that they seem to be really proud of. So I have heard that ticket sales are not great, which could explain why they are doing a blitz to push this. I think most people have common sense and they don't want to come hear life advice from Meghan Markle.
That's it. Meanwhile, she's staying in top-tier luxury, flying first class, full security, the best treatment possible. And the guests paying thousands, packed into rooms, staring at scaffolding and unfinished walls.
You know, I just think this is another Montecito money grab. As you rightly mentioned, I mean, the Netflix deal has been cancelled. These two just won't give up, and they're just desperate for this relevance. They've got relevance deprivation syndrome, in my view. But, you know, that's a lot of money. Are people really going to turn up to listen to Meghan?
That empowerment pitch starts sounding real different when you see it up close, right? But here's where things take a sharp turn, because the person behind this whole setup, that's where it stops being awkward and starts looking messy. Gemma O'Neill, the name all over the retreat, the face promoting it like it's life-changing. What no one saw in those polished posts, her company had already collapsed months earlier. We're talking over $500,000 in debt, gone. When asked how she'd recover, there was no plan, no savings, no steady income, nothing. And just days later, she's back online, smiling, selling a $3,000 luxury weekend like nothing happened. How does that even add up?
So basically, everything Meghan Markle touches, she gets bored with, right? She goes from one passion to the next, okay? One passion project to the other. And it's this sort of like manic jump from thing to thing. There's a reason we don't hear from Prince Harry much anymore. And the reason I think is a slap in the face. I think it's a slap in the face that she's going and speaking at conferences, that she's acting like she's this female founder, that she's acting like she's this incredible entrepreneur.
And just when you think it can't get more complicated, it does. Because her business partner, Jackie O. Henderson, a massive name, real credibility, huge audience. This was supposed to be their big moment. She was set to co-host, bring star power, make it legit. But right before everything kicked off, she walked away. No warning, no build-up, just gone. So what did she know, and why did she leave at the worst possible moment? Just like that, she was gone. No warning, no explanation. Right after a messy public fallout ended her radio show, Jackie O quietly pulled out of the retreat completely, right when everything was supposed to come together. What made her walk away at that exact moment?
$3,000 doesn't get you an individual photo with Meghan. I thought, well, I'd be pretty upset.
Yes.
if I'm going to pay that kind of money to attend this event, presumably just to hear her speak and be in proximity to her, I want a selfie with the two of us. So I did think that when I saw it. It's a table photo.
Now, look at the full picture, because it's hard to ignore. The organizer, deep in financial trouble. The co-host, gone without a word. The hotel, still under construction. And Meghan Markle, not even tied to this long term. She showed up as a favor. That's it. Reports say one phone call made it happen. Marcus Anderson, yes, the same connection from years back, reached out, and suddenly Meghan is the headline. Not because of passion, not because of belief in the event, just a connection pulling strings. So this entire $3,000 luxury experience was built on a last-minute favor? Let that sink in. And then comes the detail that really sticks. The beach right below the hotel. Looks perfect in pictures. Bright water, golden sand, total postcard vibes. But what wasn't in those photos? For months, strange brown clumps kept washing up on shore, again and again. People noticed. Families reported it, beaches shut down, experts stepped in wearing protective gear, and when the test came back, it shocked everyone. Those clumps were made from waste materials pulled from the sewer system, compacted and pushed back onto the shore. Right there, steps away from where guests were supposed to relax.
Meghan Markle, right? They were given millions of dollars from Netflix. She was British royalty, okay? Hollywood rolled out the red carpet for her. She has all of these privileges that normal women and men do not have when they are trying to start a small business. And she doesn't even respect her own businesses, okay? She starts something, then she's over it. She does this, then she moves on to the next. Oh, she was gonna do Netflix, now Netflix is done with her. Everything she does collapses.
So imagine paying $3,000 for peace and luxury while that's happening just outside your window. At this point, the real question is, how much of this did people know before they arrived? And this next detail, it almost sounds too perfect, except it's real. The name Coogee literally translates to smelly place. Yes, that's the location chosen for a luxury wellness retreat. You couldn't script irony like this if you tried. Then there's the so-called gala setup, the conference room that was supposed to host the big moment with Meghan. Videos went up online like it was something special, but the internet reacted fast. People immediately compared it to the Fire Festival, that same overhyped disaster where luxury promises turned into chaos, confusion, and disappointment. And honestly, the comparison didn't feel random. Now here's where things get even more suspicious. The tickets were labeled sold out. Clear, simple, final. Join the waitlist, that's it. But then emails started flooding in. First one, then another, then more. Your spot is reserved for 48 hours. Act now, don't miss out. High pressure, urgent, nonstop. But wait, if it was sold out, why were they still chasing people? A week later, the same offers came back, still available, even asking, want to bring a friend? Suddenly, that sold out label vanished, and more spots magically appeared. Only 300 seats in a country of millions with global attention attached, and they still couldn't fill them without pushing this hard? So what was really going on behind the scenes, and how deep does the situation actually go? That one line says it all, but the bigger picture, it's even louder. Back in 2018, Meghan arrived in Australia to massive crowds, people lining the streets, cameras everywhere, pure excitement. Fast forward years later, and now, they couldn't even fill 300 seats at $3,000 each. What changed? That's not just bad timing, that's a serious shift. Because the pattern keeps repeating. Big announcements, huge hype, and then silence. The interview, the book, the podcast, the shows, the launches, each one starts strong, then fades out just as fast, over and over again.
But her embattled Australian wellness retreat, this is the one where she's going to talk about meditation and yoga and positivity. Well, it's actually not sold out, according to Radar Online. They're claiming that organisers are actually reaching out to prospective attendees and even offering them a chance to bring a friend. Seems like desperation.
And now this retreat adds to the list. A half-finished venue, a location dealing with ongoing issues, an organizer facing major financial trouble, a co-founder who walked away, and still tickets weren't moving, even with constant emails pushing people to join.
All of the reporters I talked to over in London, all of the people, who are on the inside, who give me little tidbits of information, this is what we're going to be seeing from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, because her Netflix deal is in the gutter. Everything she touches, it does not go well for her. Everything Meghan Markle does, it's an absolute disaster, utter calamity. Prince Harry, he seems checked out half the time, and I almost understand it.
Then comes the backlash. Nearly 30,000 people signed a petition pushing against public money being used for security on what's basically a private event. That's not quiet disinterest. That's active pushback.
And through all of it, the message stayed the same. She's still coming. First-class travel, luxury stays, full security, all centered around a small, underwhelming setup. So what were people really paying for? Because when you strip everything else away, it doesn't look like luxury anymore. It looks like something else entirely. Not comfort, not quality, just the idea of being close to fame. A quick photo, a moment to post, proof you were there. So here's the real question. When the experience fades, what's actually left behind besides that one picture? A quick appearance, a short speech, one crowded photo, and just like that, it's over. Meanwhile, everything around it, half-finished, awkward, not even close to what people paid for. And that's the part that really hits,
Because when reality doesn't match the promise, people notice fast. No matter how polished the branding looks, once that gap shows, it spreads everywhere. Conversations start, screenshots get shared, and suddenly that exclusive event doesn't feel so exclusive anymore. It starts feeling questionable. Because the promise was clear: luxury, calm, transformation, something worth every dollar. But what people got? Something rushed, incomplete, and way too expensive for what it actually was. And once people feel that disconnect, they don't forget it. That limited availability starts to feel like pressure. That sold out label starts to look misleading. And that luxury experience, it starts looking basic, fast. And at that point, it's not just about one event anymore. It's about trust. Because if this didn't match the hype, what about the next one? That's the real tension sitting underneath all of this. So when those doors finally open, what actually happens inside? Does it live up to anything that was promised? Or does it confirm every doubt people already have? Because right now, nothing about this feels certain.